Hey everybody, I'm working on this setup of mine to try to, get the band back together, even though it's a one-man band. I had a catastrophic hard drive failure, and everything was not recoverable, including my OBS setup and all the little profiles. The intro video that I used to use would be queued like right here, but it's not here because I need to make a new intro video and put in the all the scenes in my OBS and whatnot. Anyways, it's been a long time since I've really been in the swing of things on YouTube, and in trying to get back there, I was reminiscing on some of the things I used to do a lot of on YouTube, like response videos. And there's one in particular that I keep getting reminded that I never got around to, and it is at this point more than 7 years old, and one side of this beef no longer exists because my good friend Christian, who on YouTube was known as InventorGorilla, he is dead. He died. And so I never got around to making a response video to the last video he did. Uh, and we used to do this back and forth, and people enjoyed watching it. But when he died, it kind of put me in a weird place. I needed to process that for a couple of years, and then, life took over, and I had other priorities in life. I didn't make as many YouTube videos. But one thing that keeps on bugging me is whoever got the phone number that used to be his keeps on bringing up Snapchat. I don't know if it's a family member of his or if he just had to, when people die, their phone numbers get recycled, right? So on my phone, I will get notices that InventorGorilla is on Snapchat. And he's not the only person who's passed away who I get these notices for. And it's kind of creepy. It's his number saved in my phone as InventorGorilla. We were friends outside of YouTube, and so whatever happens to his phone number in different places, I now get notices for whoever is running that phone number. And it's at first it gave me this kind of spooky feeling, like holy shit, he's a ghost and he's still on social media. But then, I calmed down. I'm like, no, it's just probably somebody has his phone. It might be handed down. It might have just been recycled in the number system. There's only so many numbers to go around. So, anyways, over the years, I've had reminders that I never got around to making this video. And I suppose it was something that I put off because this means closure. This is the last time I will be responding to InventorGorilla because he can't respond back, which is, kind of upsetting. But sometimes you need to get things out of the way if you just want to move on and start something new. So here we go. This is my response to InventorGorilla's video from more than 7 years ago, titled Agent of Doubt is the Anti-Gorilla.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video was dedicated to everyone who desperately wants to be a superhero here on YouTube. There are many who have aspired to achieve this monumental title, but only a select few have shoveled the shit of injustice and logical fallacy, then climbed and conquered that great mountain of trolls. They dedicate their busy lives and are forced to deprive their hygiene of deserved attention in order to correct those who dare to argue the unlikelihood of a conspiracy based on the massive amount of people required to be involved. I know how so very important these heroes are to us, and I think we need to champion these brave warriors who battle a perceived logical fallacy. I would like to applaud one such brave soldier. He is a true intellectual hero, a self-proclaimed general of the Necessary Correction Army. Posing as a mild-mannered and dedicated Hillary supporter by day, by night he is the anti-gorilla. Agent of Doubt is the anti-gorilla. Yes, I have revealed to you all that Michael is the anti-gorilla. He has sworn to publicly correct IG, who dares to say anything he doesn't agree with.
Wow. We had a flair for the dramatic, didn't we? And I was guilty of this too, but this video is now dated because back then I was a Hillary supporter. And yeah, it just makes me feel like, wow, Christian never got to live through, well, we just all went through the pandemic. That's one thing. But like everything that followed when Trump got elected and, you know, the entire Trump presidency, Christian never got to experience, you know, and then he never got to experience the pandemic because he's been dead. Right? I am older now than Christian was when he died. You know, he was always older than me. Yeah, visiting his house, you know, and seeing, you know, what it would be like for me in the future when I get older. Like now I'm older than he ever got, and that's weird, you know. But yeah. I was a bit more pedantic years ago, and anything that he said that was wrong on the internet, I could not sleep without making a video about it being wrong on the internet. Yeah, that was me. I had a lot of free time on my hands. So I was one such general of what the correction society that he's talking about. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Going on.
And right now, he is most likely working tirelessly to find some new global drama to expose or create.
I did both of those things in the time after his passing, so that was kind of prescient, I suppose.
By baiting some poor bastard naive enough to take his advice. But I digress. His latest battle is an epic journey of good versus evil. He bravely sprang into action after seeing an IG video called Flat Earth. He selflessly postponed his morning poop to save the Flat Earth supporters from what he saw as a logical fallacy. I'll put a link in the description to IG's video and Agent of Doubt's, to the Anti-Gorilla's video.
And for this video, I will put all of the context videos back and forth that led up to this one in the description if you want to follow along and see how this video came about, even though this last installment is 7 years plus late.
This act of heroism was motivated by his unrelenting desire to help Flat Earth supporters from being duped, manipulated, and further confused by the rantings of a madman. And because of Michael's heroic intervention, many Flat Earth supporters have been saved. Their beliefs remain intact. With his sword of false equivalency, he sacrificially slayed his own intellectual honesty and ensured the continued belief that we all live on a flat Earth.
So I wasn't saying that we all live on a flat Earth. I was just saying that if you're going to try to win over the hearts and minds of the flat earthers, you should be intellectually honest yourself in your attempts to win them over and not use logical fallacies, because it really does matter how you get there.
Not to mention the righteous deception of all his viewers who probably never watched IG's video and assumed that he was right about what was actually said.
Okay, so remember when I just said that links would be in the description box if you want to follow the entire context? Some of you are going to follow it, some of you aren't, because this video itself is going to be long, and, you know, I'm saying anytime that I made a video, feel free to check my sources.
Because we all know being right about something is what's most important. even if you're wrong.
I wonder if he ever played that back so he could hear the words coming out of his mouth. What's what matters is that you're right, even if you're wrong.
Right, Michael? I mean, anti-gorilla. What an incredible sacrifice. Bravo, Michael. Once again, your superior sense of justice has earned you the title of YouTube hero. You have ensured that the majority of your viewers and the Flat Earth Society believe you are right and will use your argument when anyone brings up the improbability that I mentioned in my video.
So, what he's butthurt about right here is that I unmasked the logical fallacy that he was using, the argument from popularity, and he's afraid that other people are going to use that against him in the future whenever he makes the argument from popularity, which I think they should, because he can just find a better way to argue if the truth is on his side.
I believe this accomplishment deserves our belief in his version of logic and reason. We all, much like most of his viewers, should ignore the actual statements made by the insane madman called IG. We all should not actually watch this video where the so-called fallacy was presented. We should all, like many thus far, should just blindly agree with our hero because any argument that he perceives to include a logical fallacy is automatically false. And I believe every superhero deserves a super suit. Every hero should be dressed in a suit that represents his value and importance to the community. So I have ordered the necessary items and I will be constructing this super suit. There'll be a list of the items down below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
So, Christian never got around to creating me a super suit and then maybe, I don't know, daring me to accept a challenge where if I lost I'd have to wear the super suit. That never happened. So, yeah, I imagine, I'll just throw up a picture on the screen as far as like what I imagine the super suit would look like. There you go. And then what I will say though is, looking back on his video 7+ years ago, and having the context of knowing everything that followed in those years, I feel like even though he was speaking to flat earthers, at a point, like, you could apply some of the same outreach to, say, MAGA supporters or QAnon supporters. And sadly, Christian never got to see those movements ever happen. So, yeah, the way that he was imploring flat earthers to think about their beliefs and how their emotions are connecting them to their beliefs, that was, that was an important point that maybe he could have used if he had been alive to, speak some truth to some QAnon supporters. So, yeah, like, not everything in his video was bad. He was trying to reach people who had been caught up in movements that were provably false and detrimental to people's health. So I give him props for that. And I guess now I have closure. That's it. It's been a long time that I've had this on the back burner, and it was a lot easier to do than I made it out to be. But sometimes that's how it goes. For what it's worth, I actually have like a little bit of a conspiracy theory about InventorGorilla's death, because he had gotten some news right before he passed away. He was working as an electrician at amusement parks in the Southern California area. Six Flags, and there was Universal Studios and whatnot. And while he was working, he had some health complications. He felt like he was having some health issues. He went and got checked out, and he had some cholesterol issues that were very bad, and his heart wasn't performing very healthily. So he started to take his health very, very seriously. And on his Facebook, he was posting pictures of his prepped meals with like a square Tupperware container with a chicken breast and some broccoli in there, and he would, show people that he was working on his health. And he was doing the exercise program P90X. And my theory about why he passed away in his sleep that one fateful day is because he was taking his health regimen to the extreme. And P90X is not something that people should do if they are not used to exercising. So that's my conspiracy theory about it is P90X killed InventorGorilla. Uh, yeah, I will always have questions about that. But you all should know that he was a very nice guy, very giving, willing to reach across the aisle to people who had different beliefs than him. He hosted me in his house a couple times, as well as Schizophrenic Queen and a few others. He was friends with the Phantom Lion and a bunch of other people who visited him in Southern California. And we got to see a different side of him. He is one of the only YouTubers I ever took to meet some of my family members in real life because he was a genuinely nice guy. And a lot of our online back and forth was much like how, say, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant were probably, backstage laughing at everybody buying their rivalry. We were just having fun on YouTube, and I think I'm ready to have fun on YouTube again. And so hopefully I get all this straightened out as far as all the equipment that I used to be using, and maybe find where the pulse of people is at today, because I know that the communities that I used to belong in have kind of fallen apart, so maybe I'll meet some new friends along the way, and we'll all have fun.